Hey, welcome to this deck tech for the Son Goku Super Saiyan 3 Apes deck. I'm making this deck for my little buddy Landon. Just want to let you get some ideas about how to run this for locals tomorrow. Our locals does a best of one format, so that's why this deck is a little bit different than most you might see. So in this deck we have, of course, the leader. One important thing to remember about him is when you play him, do not charge any energy your first turn, otherwise you won't be able to use his activate main, which allows you to discard 2 cards, or discard a card from your hand, put 2 of your energy into your life into your energy area. And since that's his ability, and this is the best of one, we only run 2 blue cards in the whole deck, 2 super combos. If you get both of them for your energy, you know you're just destined to lose, so you're just out of luck. But 2 super combos for consistency's sake. I'm going to break this video down by how your turns want to look. So your turn 1, your opening hand, you really want to see either a Successor of Hope or a Bardock and at least one Videl. The reason for this being, if you just have Bardock with your leader, you can do a turn 1 Awaken, which is really important for this deck. How this works is you play Bardock, you use his swap ability, and in the rulebook it specifically says you do not have to actually have a card to swap into, you can just put him back in your hand. And if that's the case, you can just play him twice, take 2 life, go down to 4 and Awaken, draw 2, do all the shenanigans. So you do want to play him turn 1 twice. And if you have Videl to swap into, that's even better. She's like a pseudo blocker in that when she uses her ability to help you draw a card, she might make your opponents want to attack her, and that would be fine because you're stopping an attack, you're drawing a card. You're not making Bardock swap kind of a dead swap. And speaking of Successor of Hope, there's another card that this can get. We'll go into that later, but turn 1 you want to get Bardock with it. So that's these guys. Move them over. So one of the main reasons you want to Awaken turn 1 is so that you have access to your negates. Now, it looks like you're only going to get attacked once or twice, you always want to go with Roshi first because the first attack you negate. And then if you need to, you can combo up with Roshi to stop the second attack. If they've got a board full of dudes, you can play Flying Nimbus and discard a card to help get you there. It's really fancy when you have like a Nimbus and 2 Roshis in hand because then you can stop all 3 attacks. And Super Saiyan 3 is so good for this deck because he allows you to play cards and really tap out all your energy and not get punished for it. So that's your turn 1. Your turn 2, well, I guess you can play this turn 1 too, but anytime you have a Bardock out, if you have a Gene in hand, make sure you layer down. There's been times I've played Bardock, then swap them back to my hand and totally forgot to play Gene, and then I wasn't able to. So whenever you see a Gene, make sure you play her. Free blocker. It's like a negate, but better sometimes. It's like a negate that you get to see and don't have to have energy for. Planet Vegeta. It's not as important, but it's really nice to be able to recover your apes. Speaking of apes, your turn 2, you want to play your Planet Vegeta and Bardocks. Planet Vegeta will allow you to go get any Saiyan in this deck. And when you attack with your leader, so you'll be awakened, you'll attack, and you'll want to combo onto him your Bardock Will of Iron, and then you'll be able to evolve into him. If you don't have Bardock, you want to play your Planet Vegeta, go find him. If you don't have Planet Vegeta, well, I guess you're out of luck. If you still have Videl out, go use her to find it. Maybe you'll get your Bardock on your Goku's attack. But you definitely want to not attack with Bardock and evolve with Bardock, at least with this Bardock, because they could just play full power energy and KO your guy, or just stop you in some other way. That's what your turn 2 wants to look like. It wants to see a Planet Vegeta, wants to see a Bardock. Other options for your turn 2 could be playing Power Charge Bardock or Ultimate Potential Super Saiyan 2 Son Gohan. This is the other card you can grab with Successor of Hope. And if they're playing stuff like just stuff that's hard to get over, like Bergamo or Beerus, you can send this guy out. He KOs any card in rest mode, and he's 15 attack. The only reason I put him in here over Explosive Spirit Son Goku is because he's more attack, and you can find him with Successor of Hope. That's the only reason. Power Charge Bardock. I don't play him a lot. I usually, when I see him, I charge him as energy. But when I do play him, I like to play him on turn 4. And if I don't have anything better to play, I'll play him, attack with him, and then evolve, combo evolve. And I usually only want to do this if I want to get a 25 attack through with Double Strike or if I want to draw a card. His ability is whenever he attacks, he either draws you a card or he gets Double Strike. So pretty cool card. I wish he had more of a place in this deck, but he's just not fast enough. If you get to turn 3 and you've got this guy in your hand and a couple of apes, that's ideal. You start getting a lot of value off of playing 8 energy worth of cards and then drawing 2 cards, especially if you have Planet Vegeta out, because it'll turn all your apes back, and all the apes in this deck have blockers. So I like to think of this deck as like when playing against a really fast deck. Fast deck is like a train, and you are like that superhero that wants to jump in front of the train and stop its momentum because it's trying to like go off the tracks, and you jump in front of it and grab it, and as it's going towards the end, you stop, put your feet down, and start pushing it back. That's what all these blockers do. That's what all these negates do. They really start pushing your opponent back. One thing to make sure you do with this Vegeta is when you play him or combo with him, you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and choose a GreatApe, put it in your hand, and then discard a card. Do not forget that auto. You get it from March. You get it from playing him. You get it from comboing with him. It's an important combo to make sure you want to hit. And that is the deck. I hope you do well tomorrow. Good luck.